You can pray like this. You can fast for as much as you want. You can call down fire. You can speak in tongues. In fact, you can go for 21 days marathon. In fact, you can go to mountain. You can went on a mountain for 40 days and 40 nights. But did you know that that still doesn't guarantee that your prayer has been answered? I know that you should have known that by now, because if that won't have guaranteed, if those things could guarantee that your prayer has been answered, that shows that none of your prayers should have gone in void. All of your prayers should have been answered by now. But praying earnestly, praying for 5 hours in the presence of God, spending thousands of hours in the presence of God praying does not really indicate that your prayer has been answered. But why is it like that? Why is it that we can pray for hours, we can speak in tongues for hours, we can fast for days, and yet without seeing the result of those things that we are doing? Did you know why? Number one, let's look into the book of James chapter 4 verses 3. Ye ask and receive not, because ye ask amiss, that ye may consume it upon your lust. You asked because you are asking amiss, and because you may consume it upon your lust. What does it mean that you are asking amiss? To be asking amiss indicates that you are asking inappropriately, meaning that you can stay in the presence of God for 5 hours inappropriately, meaning that you can be praying for 2 hours asking for the wrong thing. And why you are asking for those things inappropriately, you are asking them so that you may consume it upon your lust. What does it mean by lust? Meaning that the moment that you are asking things based on what you want and not on what you need, you are asking it inappropriately. Maybe basically because of what you've seen from others and you thought that you really want those things and not that you really need them. Also in the book of Psalm chapter 66 verses 18, if I regard iniquity in my heart, the Lord will not hear me. If I regard iniquity in my heart, the Lord will not hear me. Meaning that you can stay for another 5 hours in the presence of God. If you regarded iniquity in your heart, the Lord is not going to hear you. You can fast for 40 days without drinking water, without taking anything. You can go on 40 days marathon, and yet your prayer will not be answered in the presence of God. Just basically because of one thing, you regarded iniquity in your heart. What does it mean to regard iniquity in your heart? When you see it that you can still be doing the way others are doing, when you are so special. You are so special, but you are living your life thinking that you can do as you want, meaning that you can do as those that are staying in the world the way they were doing. You believe that you can still be doing those things as well. You regarded iniquity in your heart. Some people will say what God really wants is my heart. What God really needs to deal with is my heart. It is not my body. Let me tell you, that is wrong. The Lord has a lot to do with your body, with your soul, and with your spirit. It doesn't say the Lord needs to do it with your heart. It says your body, your soul, and your spirit. So those three things were very, very important in the presence of God. So now, what is the way out? What do we need to really do in order for us to stop praying amiss and in order for us to stop acting inappropriately? Okay. Let me pause a little bit. What is the way out now? What is the way out for you to start asking God and be receiving answer to those things that you want? The number one thing that you need to do is to first of all disregard iniquity in your heart, not to regard iniquity in your heart. Know that you are special. Do not live the life of the Nicolaitans that is written in the book of Revelation. The scriptures talk about it in the book of Revelations. It talks about the doctrine of the Nicolaitans, meaning that you can celebrate God by going to church. You can worship God by going to church. And when it is time for your family festival, you can also participate in it. When it is time to go and worship the idols in your house, you can still participate in it. And on Sunday as well, you can still go to church. You can eat the food given to the idols. You can strip, you can go to club, you can do all those things. Those are the doctrine of the Nicolaitans. So when you are living those kind of a life, then you are actually out of it, because you are praying to different gods while you have God. You understand that you are praying to different gods when you have a God. So there has to be a separation between the God, the living God, and those idols. You have to focus in one. Focus on one, which is the living God that you have already given your life to. That is number one. In order for you to pray and receive the answer at the appropriate time. And number two of it is that it is time for you to start asking for what you need and not what you want. What you want might be inappropriate in the presence of God, but what you need are very important. What you need, the Lord said, I know of your needs, and I will meet you of your needs. And I'm just paraphrasing concerning that Bible chapter. So there the Lord is telling us that if I could provide for the birds that have no bands, then what more of you that you are created in my own image, I will not abandon you. He said in his word that I will not leave you, not forsake you. So if the Lord is with you, you cannot be hungry and you cannot lack. Your needs will be met, not your wants. Your wants might be out of jealousy. You saw me using iPhone 15 and you are using Android. So because we are friends, you thought that we should be using the same phone. Or maybe you should be using better than me. And you begin to ask God for iPhone 16 Pro Max. Why God gave you Android to use? You are asking for what you want and not what you really need. God knows your need and He will surely give you more than what you need. But aside from what you want out of jealousy. And number three of it, in order for you to stop asking for things inappropriately and amiss in the presence of God, it is time for you to switch your prayer life for the benefit of your physical life to the benefit of your spiritual life. Wait, did you understand what I mean by that? It is time for you to start praying for your spiritual life and leave aside the physical things for God to sort it out. But pray for your spiritual life. When last have you prayed about your spiritual life? When last have you asked God to give you the grace to minister? When last have you asked God to give you the grace to win souls? When last have you prayed to God to give you the grace to be able to build a church for Him? David desired to build a church for God. He desired it so much, even though the Lord doesn't want him to build a church for him, to build a temple for him. But he desired it so much. And the grace was given to his generation, to his son. What about you? When last have you desired so much? When last have you prayed so much for God to use you? But all you keep on asking for is that God should buy you a house. God should buy you a car. God should elevate you at work. God should promote you. God should make you to be greater than everyone in your family. Though those things were appropriate, they were quite good. But when last have you prayed for your spiritual life? And to round it up, it is time for you to start interceding on other people's behalf and stop interceding on your own behalf alone. When last have you interceded in the presence of God concerning your pastor? When last have you interceded concerning that brother, concerning those sisters? When last have you interceded on their behalf in the presence of God? But all you can do is that God should elevate you so that you can be able to mock others below to you.
By this video, please like, share, so that other people can be able to benefit from what God is doing through this platform. And the Lord will reward you abundantly in Jesus' name. See you next time in my next video. Bye.